Governor Gavin Newsom has proclaimed October 14, 2024, as Indigenous Peoples Day in California. This marks the 6th consecutive year that California has formally recognized this day. It is a day to honor the vibrant cultures and enduring strength of Indigenous peoples. California is home to over 100 federally recognized tribes. This proclamation goes beyond mere recognition. It acknowledges the global movement to right historical wrongs. For too long, the stories and contributions of Indigenous communities have been marginalized. Governor Newsom's proclamation signals a shift towards greater understanding and respect. California is taking concrete steps to support Indigenous communities. One major initiative is the largest dam removal project in U.S. history, aimed at restoring vital waterways. This project reflects a commitment to environmental justice and the importance of Indigenous knowledge in protecting our natural world. Governor Newsom's proclamation is a call to action for all Californians. It encourages us to learn about the history, cultures, and contributions of Indigenous peoples. By understanding the past, we can build a more just and equitable future together. Indigenous Peoples Day, observed annually on the second Monday of October, represents a profound shift in our national narrative. For centuries, Columbus Day held a prominent place on our calendars. While some still celebrate this day, it has increasingly come under scrutiny for its glorification of colonialism and the devastating impact it had on Indigenous populations. The movement to establish Indigenous Peoples Day gained momentum in the 1970s. Activists and scholars challenged the traditional narrative surrounding Columbus's arrival in the Americas. They sought to center the voices and experiences of those who were here long before European contact. Berkeley, California, became a pioneer in this movement. In 1992, it became the first city in the U.S. to officially replace Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day. This bold move sparked a nationwide conversation and inspired other cities and states to follow suit. The growing recognition of Indigenous Peoples Day signifies a growing awareness of the importance of historical accuracy. It is a step towards acknowledging the painful legacy of colonization and celebrating the resilience and contributions of Indigenous peoples. California is demonstrating its commitment to Indigenous communities through a variety of initiatives. Beyond the landmark dam removal project, the state is actively involved in programs that promote cultural revitalization and language preservation. One key area of focus is language. Many Indigenous languages are endangered, facing the threat of extinction. California is providing funding and resources to support language revitalization programs. These programs are working to preserve these languages for future generations. The state is also investing in projects that showcase the beauty and diversity of Indigenous arts. From traditional crafts to contemporary art forms, California's Indigenous communities are keeping their cultural heritage alive. The state is providing platforms for these artists to share their work with wider audiences. California's commitment to Indigenous communities extends to education. The state is working to incorporate Indigenous perspectives into school curricula. This will help ensure that future generations have a more complete and accurate understanding of history. Section 4. Indigenous sport takes center stage. The upcoming 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles will provide a global platform to celebrate Indigenous cultures. One of the highlights will be the inclusion of lacrosse, a sport with deep roots in Indigenous traditions. Lacrosse, known as the creator's game by some Indigenous communities, has been played for centuries. It was originally a ceremonial game used to resolve conflicts and teach important values. Today, it is a fast-paced and exciting sport enjoyed by people of all backgrounds. The inclusion of lacrosse in the Olympics is a testament to the growing recognition of Indigenous sports. It is an opportunity to showcase the athleticism, skill, and cultural significance of this ancient game to a global audience. The 2028 Olympics will be a chance for California to celebrate its own Indigenous communities. The Games will feature Indigenous artists, performers, and athletes sharing their talents and stories with the world. Section 5. Celebrating Indigenous cultures. Indigenous Peoples Day is not just a day for reflection, but also a day for celebration. It is a time to honor the rich cultures, traditions, and contributions of Indigenous peoples. Across California, communities are hosting events to mark this special day. Museums and cultural centers are offering exhibits that showcase Indigenous art, history, and contemporary life. There are also film screenings, dance performances, and storytelling sessions that offer glimpses into the diversity of Indigenous cultures. Food is an integral part of many Indigenous cultures. Many restaurants are featuring special menus that highlight Indigenous ingredients and cooking techniques. This is a delicious way to experience the unique flavors of Indigenous cuisine. The most important way to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day is to learn about and support Indigenous communities. By attending events, visiting museums, and patronizing Indigenous-owned businesses, we can show our appreciation for their contributions to our state and our world.